Hello, we're going to show you here the indicators window, how the indicators window works. You can open the indicators window by clicking the indicator here on the top menu, or you can click the I button, or you can right click the name of the program on the top left corner of the chart. That will open the indicator windows also. If you remember, you can right click, left click, and if you left click, open the options box, and if you right click, it opens the indicators window. The indicators window, you can resize it to make it longer here to see more indicators at once. On the top, on the bottom box, you see all the indicators we have. On the top box are the indicators that were applied to that chart. That no indicators right now. On the bottom window, you have every indicator has a box in front of it. You can click that box, and when you do that, that indicator is added to your favorites indicators list. And that box, I'm going to add two here, and that box is this box on the top here. I'm going to exit here, and then if I go down, the two indicators I clicked there are now added here, and if I click one of them, you add to the chart. Then going back to the indicators window, that then put those indicators on the favorites list. Then to edit the default of any indicator, then I want to edit the default of the commodity channel index. I click that, edit, and I can change that default here. I can change the style, subcharts, and things like that. To delete the indicator from the list, if you want to, you can just delete it. And to add an indicator to the top list, I'm going to get here moving average. I click the add button, or double click the name on the bottom list. That adds to the top list. Now this indicator is in the top list. If you change anything on that indicator, you change only on that chart. The default doesn't change unless you click that save as default here. The delete, you remove that indicator from the list, and delete all, you delete all from the list at once. Then adding a moving average, we can click it and edit, or right click it and edit or delete, provided it tells the version number for that indicator file and who created that file. Delete to delete, edit to edit. Now going to the editing window, on the Fibonacci trader and the Fibonacci Galactic trader, the edit window has that first period box parameters, and that first parameter does not show on the Galactic trader, because here on the first box you can tell if you want the indicator to calculate the on period, the next period, or the highest period. Just double click to change. And then on this case, a 60 daily weekly chart of gold, then the on period is 60, the next is daily, and the highest is weekly. And the Galactic Trader doesn't have that option. Here you tell what you want to use to calculate this average. I want to cover average of the opens, of the highs, of the lows, of the close, of the median. Then each indicator will have different parameters. This one will just go the length and the offset, but each indicator has different parameters, and you set up those parameters as needed. On the right side there is a tab, some tabs, and the tabs are to change color, change the style. In this case, who is the boss. Here's the space. If I begin to put a space, that to create a dashed line, and I can make the dash smaller and less space, but as long when the space goes to 0, this is always there's going to be a straight line, and I can change the thickness of the line and set for all. So some indicators have more than one line. There will be like line 1 here, line 2, line 3, line 4, whatever number of lines are there. If you change anything on this color and click set for all, on this color, no, on this style and set for all, that will set for all lines on that indicator at once. You don't need to change for every individual one. The color doesn't have that option. Subchart is where you want to draw that indicator. 1 is the main chart, is where the bars are normally. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are charts, subcharts below the main chart. Symbol, if you want the line to, from every point, to have also a symbol on that point, and a circle, open, a close circle, square, close square, across X, and you can set the symbol that you want there. Draw type, if you want to draw that as a regular line, as a step, as a half step, I'm going to show that, as a histogram, vertical line inverted, and again here you have the set for all. Then when you change for one line, you change for all the lines if you click set for all. Exposition is just move the main point of the calculation forward a little bit. It is for display this purpose, doesn't do anything on the actual calculation. This dot belongs to this bar. Then if I put backwards, if you have something that says when the bar crosses the dot as alarm, is still going to have the bar crossing the dot as alarm. Doesn't matter where the dot is, because it's just for display. And also has the set for all. Scale, normally you're going to use this all default. Very few times you're going to change this. And alarm results, if you want to see alarms on this indicator, then I want alarm when the close of the bar cross the line, or when the indicator slope changes, and I want alarm when the bar closes. And you can also show arrows on the bar where the indicator changes the position, and also paint the line. Paint the line is the average line itself. The line will be green when it's long, and will be red when it's short. And in the case there is a flat position, will be yellow. You can change these colors to whatever you want. Then I'm going to add the indicator to the chart and go on these options on the indicator. Everything does default. And I'm going to add one more indicator, a moving average, and I'm going to add 2 moving averages. And the second moving average, I'm going to make like 14 periods. And I'm going to make it also green. Now you see there, you see the red one is in step formation and has a X, because I selected the X as a symbol, and I select the step formation. Then that's a step. It doesn't go from point to point. It goes up and right and right, up and right, or down and right. Is a step. It's not a regular line. Half step, it will be just the horizontal line. Then if you click the name of the indicator, you're going to edit that indicator. If you right click the name, you have extra options on that indicator. I could ask not to show, or to show back, to show values, Then in this case, show the values there on the last value of the indicator there on the right. And there are more options there on the show values. Do not show values. I can delete. I can set the alarm on the moving average to a number. This is not the alarm of the trade that if the bar crossed the line or if the line is slope changing. I want alarm only if the price, the value of the moving average goes above 2040. Then if the average of the line, or the average, if the average goes above 2040, then you're going to get alarm. And down below I can say 2000. Then you can add the alarm for a fixed number for that indicator. And then you can add divergence. Divergence of a moving average. You show where divergence are happening. Divergence normally is market going one direction and the average going the different direction. You can look about divergence on there are a lot of places talk about divergence on the internet. And the divergence parameters are here. There are different types of divergence. You can just show you can disappear with the hidden ones and just show the regular ones. Oops. And then I disappear with all of them. Then these are just regular divergence happening here. If I click again, the moving average will disappear. I can come back here. And the results. The results is for when we set what type of trade is there. And I'm going to go back there on the indicator and then we check the results after. Then I'm going to edit back this. And color keep red, style go back to that style as line, subchart to 1. Symbol, we're going to remove that symbol. Draw type, I'm going to put to half step, then you can see it. It's just a horizontal line, nothing else. I'm going back to line. And then exposition stay the same, scale, alarm results. I'm going to tell to show trade arrows, paint the line when the slope changes, and no alarm. Then exit. Then you see every time the slope changes, there is a green arrow when it changes to up, and red arrow when change to down. And the results, you have a table of all the data when was long and when was short, and the time they went too long in this case here was short, went too long at this price on the close. Then you can copy this to Excel and do any calculations that you want with that. Another thing is the values. I'm going to remove this. Oh, and then also the lines are red. The line now is red when it's down slope and green when it's up slope, because we asked to paint the line. Then if I remove that, you have just the trades. And the line will be all red. I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to check this. Then show values will show, on this case here, the value of the last average on the indicator line. And if I come back there, I can change to on the high of the bar that the value is related to, or on the low of the bar, or the value is related to, or on the center right of the chart. Then the center right, the line, the value will be there on the center right. If I do the same on the other moving average and show value on center right, then they'll show both there. The first one to show is the first one that you ask to show on the top of the list. Then that's number one, number two, number one, number two, and that will do the values on the indicators window. Now, other important thing is, as I have two indicators, if I come at the green one here and I select the close on the green one, but if you look at the list now, it has one item more. That's the other indicator. Then you can begin to calculate indicators of indicators. Then in this case here, I'm going to tell my 14 period to use the 7 period moving average, calculate the 14 period average of that indicator. Then the line is going to change. You'll see that's going to be the average of the red line. And the green line now is the average, 14 period average of the red line. Other thing we have is, I'm going to go back to the close here, is you have some special indicators. They call the Z indicators, and you can do calculation of indicators. Then if I use the Z sub indicator, is a subtraction. The Z sub is a subtraction between two indicators. The Z add is the addition of two indicators. ABS, the absolute value, and so forth. There are many different ones. Then if I use this, add the Z sub to my chart, to my indicator list, now I can edit the Z sub and make a Z sub of the high minus the low of the bars and draw this on the subchart 2. And the subchart 2, you have the value of the high minus the low of each bar. That's the high of low and low subtraction of each bar, high and low. Or you can come here and say, well, I don't want that. I want the subtraction of my 14 period moving average with the 7 moving average. And now you have the subtraction of the averages. Basically, the MACD is about that. So basically, that is the subtraction of the averages. You can create many other indicators with that. Then now you can come in here and say, well, that's my subtraction of two averages. I want to add another average. I'm going to add now another average. And my new average is the 7 period again, but my new average I want to draw on subchart 1, subchart 2, like the other one, and I want to use this sub of the two top averages. Then now I'm going to make this color, and now you have the black line is the subtraction of the two averages, and the red line is the average of this subtraction. And now you can say, okay, then I want now then when this line goes, slope changes is when I buy and sell on my chart. Then I can edit that, align results, and tell, okay, when this change the slope is when I want to see my buy and sell on the chart. And here they are. Then when this red line is changed the slope is when you buying and selling. You can also say when they are crossing. Then when these two lines are crossing is where you have the buy and sell signals. With this you can make a lot of different indicators, calculations and systems, because now you can create your own indicators of indicators of indicators, apply on systems, and you see on the systems window you can take a look and back test that and see how it worked and all that. That's about the indicators window. Thanks for watching.